Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video I am following along with lovely Lynn's live. She put together a kind of like a mid-year check-in with your journals, and I loved it. I watched hers and I watched Journal with Dolly, and it was just so fun to see where we're at. And I was like, oh my goodness, I want to see where I'm at as well. And so I actually pulled all of my journals together, and I am so thrilled about it. I guess I'm just really I'm going to try to put them in order here for you guys so you can kind of see how I have them set up. This is my current one that I'm using, and then this is, here they all are. So I'm actually using bookbinding red tape to bind them together. It looks just like this. I got it off of Amazon, and I'm labeling them so that way when they're sitting on the shelf you can see the date that is on there. So I'm excited to see them all together. They're just it makes me excited to know that I am documenting my life or events and just things. It's just fun. It's what I love to do. So let's go ahead and get started on the tag questions that she had. So the first one was, what was the best thing about journaling this year? I think the best thing for me is the size that I chose to go with this year. These are repurposed composition books, and so the outline here, you can see I have lots of space to put all the fun creative things in, and then also document as well. And I can add lots of different things that inspire me and that I love to look at, along with photos and things like that. So I have to say that is probably my most favorite thing about my journaling process this year, is the space that you have within. And it's really inexpensive, and it's so fun because you can really get your creativity going with these. What are your favorite supplies at the moment? I have to say, it's hard. That's a hard question because stickers. Right now I'm obsessed with stickers. I'm wanting all the stickers, and so yeah, I think we all go through little things with die cuts and clip art and things like that, but right now I'm kind of obsessed with stickers and I want to put them everywhere. As far as supplies, okay, the next thing is new things you have been doing in your journaling or journals for the past 6 months. I have to say, so this is a current one. What I enjoy doing is actually adding things that you normally wouldn't add that I love. This was a gift bag. I did a video, I think, with this included, so you probably guys have seen it if you've seen the video. But yeah, I'm just adding, this is a page from a book. I am just putting things in here that inspire me, that I love to look at, that I think is so pretty. Just anything and everything. That's what the thing that I've been doing in this journal this year, to kind of like just add all the things, so to speak. What are you looking forward to in journaling about this year? I have to say what I'm looking forward to is this last month, which I just uploaded this last video I uploaded, is doing more adventurous things. Like, for example, we went documenting more, like spending the day out, for instance here, and then here we did I did a video process for this as letter stand. So really kind of like making adventurous things, going to different things and documenting about it, like really living the day for the day, and every little story is important, and so documenting that. I think that's what I'm looking forward to. What have you stopped doing or journaling about, and why? I know that both the ladies mentioned COVID. I still added some COVID in here. I don't know. When things like that happen in my life, I kind of get weird, like I shut down, I can think about a couple of things that have happened throughout my life that have just been real traumatic, and that I just shut down. I kind of like don't even journal about them. I just kind of like freak out, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, I should have journaled about that. But you know, I don't know. I pretty much am still doing, what have I stopped? I'm still kind of doing the same thing. I haven't really stopped anything. I don't know if I plan on stopping anything. So, yeah, that's kind of a question that it's hard for me to answer right now. What surprised you about your journaling? I think what surprised me the most is that I have been keeping up with it. Now, I say that, but this book here, I'm just going to kind of flip through. I haven't hardly written anything at all, and I do not like that. To me, writing is just as important as beautiful pictures and things like that. So this is still recent. This is still May, so I'm hoping to go back and document on this, which, not to put a plug in or anything on this video, but I will, is that we're having a pajama party. So, oh, my little charm fell off here. Okay, I have to find that one. But anyway, I think I'm going to start, my process is going to be like getting caught up in journaling. So, the actual writing, still decorating, but writing, that's, but I think at the beginning of the year, it really surprised me how much I kept up with it. And I still am. I have the date set. I just need to go in and write in the things. So, so yeah, so that's kind of, keeping up with all of this has made me extremely happy. Journaling a lot more than what I have, because I love to do the decorating and pretty and telling the story with die cuts and stickers and things like that. But really doing the writing is usually the last thing I do, and so because I kind of like to be in a quiet space when I do it. And so anyway, so that's kind of, I guess, so to speak, what surprised me is I'm keeping up with it. Which is your favorite journal you finished this year? Finished is the good question, but I feel like when you finish, it's like the month is done. Even if you only do 5 days out of the month, you're finished, you know, or whatever. So, but I have to say my favorite is possibly the first one here, and is because this started in December, but I love that I really added, not necessarily my daily stuff, but I love the beginning of the year because I kind of like do my, you know, my bullet, my, what do you call it, my collage for the year, my vision board, that's what I was looking for. But I love this one because I added lots of different stories. This was when we were doing the, about, oh, sorry, my little dude. But this is, you know, you're setting your goals. I need to go back and check my goals and see where I'm at on this and make sure that I'm still in line with what I wanted to do. But I think that's what I loved about this journal so far is, it's just adding the different things in here. So, so yeah, I think this might be my favorite one. I don't know, that's really a tough question because they all have their different fun things that you add. So, but I'll say the first one since I added more different. It's kind of the kickoff of the year. What YouTubers inspire you lately? So the Rebookery is one I follow. Never Hopeless by Elizabeth. Lovely Lynn's Life. Journal with Dolly. It seems like I just started watching a new one. AJ's Inspired Life. So yeah, I know I kind of go back to like the same ones because I'm familiar with their processes, and I'll be honest with you, what I do, I know this is going to be like really probably bad, but I will listen while I drive. I don't necessarily watch. I might glance down, you know, every once in a while, but I like to listen. So that's one of the things that I have to admit that I do. So, so yeah, so it's anybody I can really listen to. And what I love about Never Hopeless Elizabeth is I love people that tell their story too when they're creating. So it makes it where you can actually kind of almost listen and you don't necessarily have to be watching the videos. So watching is important too, and I'll do that, you know, in the evenings or something like that, but I like to just kind of listen to them. Okay. What is your journaling routine? So my routine is typically like this is one. Okay. I'm going to work on this one today. So I'm really behind because I had a out-of-town conference that I went to. But what I typically do, like this is one that's kind of an example, is I start decorating. So if I have things that I've saved back, you know, that go towards that page, sometimes I like to clip it in, or at least I have a stack of things. This is my, I kind of created this calendar. It's a different story at a different time, but I like to just kind of like see how I have this. As my pages are ready to go, I'm just ready to write, and then once I write, then I kind of do fillers. So I just kind of set the tone for the pages. This is another one that I have ready to go. I just need to journal on it. So yeah, so I'm gonna need to be working on this, like, it's pretty darn quick. So anyway, so that's kind of that. That's my routine. And then usually I write best in the mornings because my mind is fresh and I can really think, but I like to decorate at night, if that makes sense. What is your favorite cover of a finished journal from the year? So I love my processes of that I'm able to use my artwork on the cover. So, you know, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite one. This journal's fun and fluffy. I like the way it feels. Sorry, I'm just kind of glancing through. See, I have lots of writing I need to do. I have to say, like, one of my favorite art pieces. I have to say this is one of my favorite art pieces. So I love Glinda. This is Glinda the little fairy. And so I'll just say this one, even though they're all my favorite. Okay, and the last question is, what are you going to focus on for the rest of the year? Any goals? And I love what Journal with Dolly said as far as focusing on your journals is I want to focus on completing these. So once these are done, like I'm talking like decorated, written in, where I can actually just say, this is done, I'm putting it on the shelf, and I'm not going to pull it back down unless I want to reread it or look into it or something like that. Because once December comes around, I want to be ready for my December journals. So, and that way you're just focusing on that one and you're not worried about trying to play catch up. Now, I know that if I make it to the point that I just say, this is done, and put it on the shelf. So, I have a couple months to get that completed. So that's kind of my focus on for the remainder of the year, is just to kind of get all that's written in, put on the shelf, and done. Going back to what is your favorite thing about journaling this year, I'm going to have to say too, not only using these journal sizes, but also adding the cute little charms on here. So, and they aren't charms that I take off. I keep these on here, just like this one in particular. I think I had a rainbow or something on here, and I'm bummed that it fell off, but I'll have to find it. But yeah, I just kind of punch a hole in, and I punch it with that book binding, and that's kind of one of my favorite little things I'm doing this year, is kind of just adding one charm. And of course, you know, I love all the fluff and items around the edges, so definitely one of my favorite. But alright, you guys, well, that was kind of fun, and like I said, it was more fun like pulling these out and being like, oh my goodness, I'm so proud of myself, because I actually have a sequel of journals for the year. And yes, I'm already thinking about next year and what I'm going to be using. So we'll see. I kind of want to do a change. I know I'm happy with this and I want to change. But you know, if I change it, I'm not happy, I can always go back. But I love having all this kind of the same sizes too. This one was one I got off of Amazon, and so it's a little bit bigger. And actually, the thing I ran into was it was a lot of space, but you could fit a lot of things. So anyway, that's that. But yeah, love it. love that I journal. I love journaling. So, all right, you guys. Well, if you want to create a video and see where you're at for the last 6 months, I'm going to tag Lovely Lynn's Life, and I'm going to go through and tag all my folks that inspire me for journaling and that I watch on a weekly basis. I don't have a lot of time, but I do have time in the car now since I'm commuting. All right, you guys, have a lovely rest of the day, and I will talk to you soon.